Word spread quickly. Chief Maxwell, the once feared landlord, was now humble, hard-working, and quiet. People who once crossed the street to avoid him now nodded politely. Even market women near the estate noticed the change. Mama Toyin whispered to her friend, "Pride day fall man, but humility day live damn." See how life dawn reset Maxwell. Slowly, respect, true respect, began to return to his name. One evening, as Maxwell locked the caretaker's storeroom, he heard a deep voice behind him, "Maxwell?" He turned. It was Mr. Benson, one of the tenants he had thrown out harshly during his rent hike madness. Maxwell's chest tightened. "Benson." "I'm so," but Benson lifted his hand gently. "No need. Life has already punished you more than I ever could. I came to say, let peace be between us." Maxwell's eyes filled. Peace, he realized, tasted sweeter than power. At work, John became known for his diligence. He wasn't the smartest, he wasn't the fastest, but he was the most persistent. Colleagues began asking him for help. Supervisors noticed his growth. Even Mr. Kamal said, "You remind me of myself when I started, hungry to rise." John smiled shyly. For the first time, he felt seen, not as a landlord's son, not as a homeless boy, but as John Maxwell, a young man shaping his future. Life rarely gives blessings without testing them. One night, Maxwell collapsed while sweeping the estate corridor. The security guard rushed him to the small clinic nearby. John arrived breathless. The doctor said it softly, "Exhaustion. Malnutrition. Stress." John sat beside his father all night, watching him sleep. He whispered, "Daddy, I won't let life finish you. Not again." As Maxwell recovered, father and son talked, really talked, for the first time, about mistakes, about regrets, about second chances. Maxwell spoke with trembling voice, "I wanted to be a great man. But I forgot greatness comes from kindness, not rent receipts." One morning, Maxwell sat with John outside the workshop, watching the sunrise paint the sky pink and gold. "John, I want to apologize publicly." "Publicly?" "Yes. To every tenant I wronged. I want to make it right." John looked at him, surprised but proud. "Then let's do it, Daddy." And that was how a new idea was born, a bold idea, a healing idea. A date was set, a small gathering at the estate hall. Former tenants were invited. Some came out of curiosity, some came out of anger, some came out of pity. Maxwell walked in slowly, no agbada, no gold wristwatch, no arrogant stride. He walked like a man humbled by life. He stood in front of them and bowed his head. "My people, I came to apologize." The hall fell silent. "I allowed greed to blind me. I chased money, but lost my humanity. I increased rent without mercy and scattered many homes." Some nodded slowly, some sighed. Maxwell continued, "If you can forgive me, I will be grateful. If you can't, I will understand." It was raw, honest, painfully human. For a long moment, nobody moved. Then Mama Bibiana stood up. "Maxwell, suffering don't wash your eyes. We see the change. We forgive." Others murmured in agreement. Then Benson spoke, "Let us all learn from this man's fall and rise. Pride is a disease. But humility is medicine." And just like that, a heavy burden lifted from Maxwell's chest. The news spread again, but this time differently. People said, "Maxwell don't change. No be small thing oh. He apologize publicly. Na correct man remain." The city that once mocked him now admired him, because Lagos respects transformation almost as much as hustle. John and Maxwell began planning something together, a small foundation to help young men who had fallen on hard times, especially those pushed out of their homes, to make sure no father fails his son the way I failed you, Maxwell said. John smiled, "That's a legacy worth building." Maxwell's health improved, his job grew stable, his relationship with John deepened. One Friday evening, he cooked for John, burnt stew, too much pepper, and oversalted yam. John still ate it and laughed. "Daddy, you cannot kill me with pepper. Be grateful. This is chef-quality food." For the first time in years, their small room filled with loud, genuine laughter. That night, Maxwell dreamed. He stood in a vast African savanna, golden grass swaying, ancient baobab trees rising like giants. He saw shadows of ancestors watching him. One elder stepped forward. "What have you learned, Maxwell?" With trembling voice, Maxwell answered, "That a man without compassion is poorer than a beggar." The ancestor nodded. "Then your path is restored." Maxwell woke up in tears. The estate management decided to rebuild the old playground that had been abandoned for years. John volunteered, Maxwell helped, children cheered, parents watched with warm eyes. A once divided community was reconnecting. People whispered, "This father and son. God has touched their lives." Mr. Kamal called John into his office. "You've been diligent. Responsible. It's time to give you something challenging." He slid a folder across the desk, a youth tech program proposal. "You'll coordinate it." John's eyes widened. "Me?" He swallowed. "I won't disappoint you, sir." "I know," Kamal said, and for the first time, John felt truly worthy. Now when young men in the area argued about life, Maxwell would sit with them and offer gentle advice. "Money way no get mercy go burn your hand. Treat people well. One day you fit need them. Pride day block blessing like bad network." The boys laughed, but they listened, because wisdom from a man who fell and rose carries weight. At the local canteen, someone called out, "Chief. Come sit here." Maxwell blinked. Nobody had called him chief with respect in years. He sat, shy but grateful. They served him hot umla with yudu, free of charge. "You deserve the canteen owner said. Maxwell closed his eyes for a moment, overwhelmed by kindness. One evening, a sleek businessman approached Maxwell. "I hear you're a changed man," he said. "Yes," Maxwell replied cautiously, "I have a deal. Quick money. No stress. You just sign some documents." Maxwell stepped back. "Thank you, but I am not that man anymore." The businessman smirked. "Suit yourself." Maxwell walked away with his heart pounding. Saying no felt like reclaiming his soul. A month later, John successfully executed the youth tech project. At the closing ceremony, he stood on stage, hands shaking slightly. "Growing up," he said, "I learned that life can break you. But people who believe in you can mend you." He glanced at his father in the crowd. Maxwell's eyes shone with pride. John continued, "If we lift each other, we all rise." The hall erupted in applause.